upside down.
There you go. There we go.
Idiot.
Yeah. Can you like move it around like Wayne's World? Wayne's World. Party time.
Let's put it down. How about that? How
You
about we
said
put
to
it
do
down?
the shaky thing.
We're not doing it. It's
All
called the
right.
drop, so you guys should drop it.
Buzzkill.
It's alright. I got
Hopefully
it.
they can hear us.
It's
Last
on?
time we had 5
Is it
people.
low? You can't even
Or
see
it
it.
didn't
Okay, it's
cancel
fine.
over
It's really
audio.
blowing up.
It's the drop. It's
Yeah.
podcast.
Hello.
Sprung it on these three a little bit.
I think it's just blown out on the computer screen. I'm sure you can see the drop.
Oh, let's hope.
I saw it happening the entire time.
I am Brad Aaron Blackwell.
I'm Alex the Paul Patrick. My nickname's the Paul.
the Paul.
Paul, it has 2 syllables.
The Paul. What's more spread?
I'm Bunny.
I'm flying high right now.
Brennan.
See that?
Chris.
What is your middle name, Chris?
Carfield.
Witness me!
It's what?
Making my
Carfood.
man KKK.
KKK.
He's bringing it back. All right.
3K?
Triple K.
Triple K?
Oh, like squatted
K.
for that one.
Squatted. All right, we are
We
back
have the
with
two
the drop.
non-righties high
This
five for
is
KKK.
this is Freeform Podcast.
Yes, it is.
We don't give a fuck what we talk
We
about.
are
here.
just
We've been
spitting
saying
the
a lot of,
flow,
like,
keeping
I
it
don't give a
real,
fuck.
keeping it slow.
We've been saying that phrase,
Oh.
that sentence a lot.
I don't
Well,
give a fuck.
pro
That's
buddies
because, like,
not
straight up, this group right here does not give a fuck.
No fucks given?
Do you give a fuck right now?
No fucks given.
No fucks given.
This is the new No Fucks Given podcast.
Dude, you want some more of that? I don't give a fuck. All right. So what's been up, guys?
My teeth are sour.
Any big?
Your teeth are sour.
Well, Alex's teeth hurt.
Alice is, yeah,
I never like plain sugar.
it's pretty sour. It's non-sponsored Warhead sour spray,
Ugh.
green apple, the sourest of
I'm
the
about
flavors.
it. I love sour stuff.
Bam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spray on your
You
teeth.
gotta just spray it in the pocket.
Fuck no.
It's all right.
Spike
It's
it.
better than what I already
Thank
added
you.
to your cup.
Oh,
Oh, you got owned.
what did you add to my cup?
Acid trip
Brennan,
number
what's
2.
been up? What have you been up to, bud?
Nothing much. Playing the fucking Steep beta with Alex today. That shit is so
Extreme.
fucking fun.
It's
It's pretty
extreme.
fun.
Did you get Mountain
extreme.
Dew? Did you get Mountain Dew all over yourself?
Actually, yeah, that's how I started today. I woke
Really
up,
can.
I grabbed a can of Real Dew Mountain Dew,
Real
not
Dew.
sponsored. But
So good, it'll make you
yeah,
whistle.
that's how I started off my day. Sat down, played some Steep, went to Shred Mountain with Alex.
Shred Mountain. Is that the name?
It's actually the Alps.
Oh, is it the Alps?
Yeah, it's just the Alps.
Oh.
Those are all real places.
But
Those are
you want to
pretty
call it Shred Mountain.
Yeah,
I'm sure they didn't,
because
like,
it seems like the
actually
plot
put the
to that
Alps
game
there.
is just you go up to this mountain and then you just grind the whole thing, and it's this big like Skyrim
So then
size.
there's got to be like extreme rapids or something. There's got to be.
I think your
different
goal.
locales with
Yeah, dude, I just
great
was on
action.
one. I was on one today. It's called what was it called? It's like something pillows, like Pillow Field, because it was just like a bunch of snowy banks, like
Oh.
all over the
It
place.
was very soft.
Yeah, and so you had to like find the right way to like land and jump and everything. And it's a good game. It's actually really good. Good job, Ubisoft.
No, it
Probably won't work when it comes out.
Oh, no, I was about to. I mean, this should be saved for the video game, but I was. Is this
No, it's
something
a
worth
big
$60?
one. It's gonna be
fuck, Chris.
dead.
We don't get.
First off,
$60. Wait. 60. Is it worth $60?
yes.
I wouldn't say it.
Would
I
you be
wouldn't
playing
say
this
yes.
regular?
From what's on it now,
Yeah.
I could say I wouldn't pay for that for $60. I'm gonna buy it. I'm probably gonna buy it just because I really like extreme sports games.
It does.
They're just my favorite genre of game. Honestly, if I think about it, I could play those all day. It's just very easy to pick up and play.
I'd pay maybe
but,
like $30 for it. Maybe.
I understand anybody not paying $60 for it. If you don't like it, if you don't like snowboarding games, if you don't like skate, if you don't like skate really, don't buy it.
That's exactly like my reason why I said yes so quickly. Is because if they made a skate remake, I'd probably
If they made a
buy
skate
that
remake
for
or
$60
Skate 4, I'd
and
buy that
that's
right away.
basically
I mean,
skate on
I was a
snow.
huge Tony
So
Hawk video game fan.
Tony Hawk sucks.
Yeah.
Have you ever played skate?
Way.
Dude.
dude,
Like,
have you played Skate
if you
3?
played skate and you're like, oh, I like Tony Hawk,
Nah, you
fuck you. Tony Hawk sucks, dude. I'm sorry. The last good Tony Hawk game I played was Project 8, and everyone hated that one.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
I thought Project 8 was cool because you could do that.
Tony
mode
Hawk 2
where,
was
like,
my
you,
favorite.
you did a trick, and then like you can control your feet and like make the board flip, and it like zoomed in on you.
I'll do a shout out. My buddy Hare was a savant at Tony Hawk 2. Like,
Yeah, Pro Skater 2.
that fucking
I like those
combos
games.
for days.
I liked it.
combos for days.
I did like Tony Hawk 2 because it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
But skate
Tony
was
Hawk
great
2 was
because it was
ridiculous.
so like realistic. It felt like you felt like a skater when you like landed a kick.
It was
you
like-
landed
Coffee's
a single
ready.
kick flip.
It was like the
Like,
NBA
awesome.
2K17
Ding, ding, ding.
of skateboarding. Then it almost. Like
Actually,
that.
it was Abominable.
It was like a
It's great.
simulator.
And every pro skater's in it pretty much. They're all there. They're doing. It's kind of wacky too. The stuff they do. Like it's very unreal. After the first one's very grounded. The second one's like
Skate was-
whatever.
was-
Skate 3
Skate
is
was
just
made
like
by EA, right? That was
Yeah.
an EA game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it follows like the NBA Street type of games where it made it like extreme and funky.
Dude,
looking.
EA is only good at
NFL
making
Street.
anything like.
NFL
Yeah,
Street.
NFL Street. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, I swear EA can only make like
Those type of games.
the
yeah.
best division of EA was EA Big.
Yeah, that's the one
They
that did
made
Street.
They
the
made
NBA Street.
SSX, my
Yep,
other favorite
SSX.
extreme sports snowboarding game.
that was great. I played Tricky like a motherfucker.
But I mean, and I know this is going, but I mean, who gives a fuck?
What was it? SSX.
But what's
Some
EA's
season.
biggest title? What do you think?
God,
Is
I
it called
Battle-
Battlefield.
Battlefield? Their biggest title?
I think I remember they had this like.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
That's
their
what-
biggest
that's
title. I would
what
say
they-
Madden,
Madden is their biggest title.
Okay, yeah, I forgot that's EA.
and then maybe I don't know.
I'd say
Battlefield
as long as
kinda
they keep making
dropped.
that game, they'll always have money.
Battlefield
PGA
picked back
Golf
up.
Tour 1990.
Battlefield
You
1
haven't even played Battlefield.
They just did a report where they said Battlefield sales don't match their big like Battlefield 3 sales or 4. What number is the modern one? The last modern one? 4.
That
Yeah,
one sucked though.
Yeah,
No.
it was bad.
I know.
They had like
But-
Battlefield 3, which was great, and then they just
Yeah,
Battlefield 4
was
sucked
great.
eggs. I don't know. Like,
So this is something that I
bad.
read on Kotaku was that they did kind of a report on 3 big titles, which was Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1, and Watch Dogs 2, and all 3 titles did not match their predecessor's huge release, and they're attributing that to because of such the sour taste that the last one gave.
Well, no. I
I
don't
can
think
see
it's that
that.
necessarily. I think it's also marketing, because like
Those are
especially
the
with
top
Titanfall
marketing.
2,
Yeah,
like
definitely saw
Who
nothing
the-
for Titanfall.
there's
2.
nothing.
No.
There's absolutely nothing.
So
there's like a slip
be fair,
you
we
get
don't have
at
cable.
Buffalo Wild
That's also-
Wings.
that was weird. That's weird, by the way.
No, because I go to my mom's. They don't.
But let me get.
Just
let me-
saying,
like,
we just
I'm
don't
a-
see
I would say
brands
all of
that
us are
much.
pretty top tier gamers, not in terms of skill, but just buying games. I
What?
said most
Yeah.
of us.
yeah.
But knowing our game information and pretty much from looking at it and doing a little reading whether or not you're gonna buy that game or not.
Yeah.
And I know I want to get Titanfall 2, but I'm in no hurry to buy Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
And I have as soon as I looked at Battlefield, I have no desire
Yeah.
to go. I know you, but I mean,
I will say though, dude, that's kind of a shame that you should play it if you get a chance. Like you should play it on. It's well done.
I'm not
They
saying
took
it-
the
it's not-
same
It's
like
just not. It's not something that I know. It's not a bad game. It's just like I have no
Interest.
interest in it. You know, and that's just me. It's not saying. It's
that's
not.
weird.
It's not saying
I
that
would
it's
love to
terrible.
play that game with 31 of my closest friends. Like that would be the greatest experience to play that game.
Yeah.
But
For
you know, there's very few games that I know that are like, that's the game I'm getting. Like Final Fantasy 15. That's the game I'm getting. The Last Guardian. That's the game I'm getting. You know,
Just getting, like all the shit.
Last Guardian looks fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I want that game.
It's a fucking. What is the game? What is it?
It's just like
You
Eco.
climb on a dog
Yeah,
bird?
sure.
Is that the whole game?
Yeah.
And are people like praising it for the graphics?
No.
It looks like shit.
It's it's the same.
It's
It's
like
the same thing. For,
fantasy and whimsy.
Like
There's
I understood
whimsiness
Shadow of the
about it.
Colossus
Shadow
because
of
that
the
was like an
Colossus.
epic. Everything looked epic in that game, but this game looks fucking. Ugh.
but no one
It
really
looks
knew.
like fucking Little Big Planet.
No, it does. It looks worse.
No, it's all set in the same world. It's an interconnected. Those games are a strange interconnected world.
I don't know.
So,
That looks
but
like a waste of
but dude, that's not the point. Is I'm not trying to critique or or share opinions of the game. I'm just saying these are games that I know already that's what I want,
Oh,
as
okay.
opposed to not wanting. You know
I
what
want
I'm
Watch
saying?
Dogs
Yeah,
too.
okay. Makes sense.
They
I'm
plugged
just
the
not-
No, they
shit
shit.
out of that game.
Fucking.
They spent so much
There's
money
full
on
dong in that
advertising
game.
and shit.
I
like
know,
that.
but they fast
I
it
got
out.
sent.
There was.
But the
Three
thing
No,
is,
it's full dong.
the thing is,
Why
there
are you
still
doing-
wasn't like
I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing has
They
changed
did-
over here. Continue.
they redid what they did. They made a good sequel with it, but nothing will ever beat the initial EA presentation that like made people lose their fucking minds the same way that No Man's Sky did. Of their like,
Oh yeah.
holy shit, you could do anything in this game. People have kind of
Did you
like
say EA?
It's Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's
Whatever.
Ubisoft,
I don't
yeah.
fucking- I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Podcast.
Shit.
But
I heard.
I lost my damn point.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the developer for
I
No
think
Man's
after
Sky has
he's
I'm never
he's
gonna
retreated
trust
back
that
into his cave.
guy. Yeah, I'm never gonna.
But I
trust
think
that guy.
after the disappointment of No Man's Sky, people have kind of, with these new batch of games coming out, with
Do you think
this
it's
time of
all
year-
based off of like just that
No,
type
I think
of...
people just kind of got a bit disappointed, and now they're not like hyping themselves up too much
Well,
about
I
it.
actually heard that,
And
like,
because it's all sequels, they know already, like, alright, Watch Dogs 1, it wasn't like, you get to do anything you want like I fucking thought it was in that first, like, walkthrough gameplay they showed. You know, I know it's gonna be a sequel, I know generally what the gameplay is. So they already have an opinion on it. They already, like you were saying, can decide.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's not this crazy new thing anymore.
I mean, they're just not... Those are not enticing games to me, you know? I want a really great Star Wars game. I want a really good RPG game. I want...
Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was
Lego Star
reading
Wars.
this article. They were saying that you can kind of compare games now, the game industry now, to '83 when it fucking crashed and everything. Like, it's just kind of filling with a bunch of
it's
crap that no one
oversaturated.
wants.
It's
And like,
oversaturated. Yeah.
like look at like publishers and companies are making games like crazy, right? They're just making a bunch of games, and then if you look at games that have been like crowd funded, like the last few, like
We Happy Few and stuff like that.
Mighty Number 9,
Mighty Number 9 was a...
Never Bleed
failure,
or whatever
yeah.
the fuck that game
Yeah,
was.
We Happy Few failed pretty hard too.
It was a failure, but it got backed by the community.
Yeah.
Like, gamers were like, we want this. They gave their money to
Yeah,
it.
I know.
You know what I mean? And those games, in a way, were successful because they got made based on the
Fan
community.
money, yeah.
Every game, like, it's all just
I don't know if
everything
that
else is
was me.
just filling up, and it's gonna get to the point where
I
it's
think
all
we're getting close to oversaturation. There's too many game studios. There's too many people.
There's
wanting-
that other thing that said
and-
like 4 years ago or like 10 years ago, if you put a game onto the market for the 360 or PlayStation or something like that, you were going against like 150 titles. Today, you put a game up, you're going against 500 titles at the exact same time.
Not to mention that, but also with the hype that VR is going on right now, like the entire world is freaking out over VR, so no one
Which
really
I
wants
don't
to
get.
touch.
Yeah,
consoles
me
like
neither.
that.
I'm just.
I
have
think
no
it is
idea.
cool, but they need to make a game with it and stop.
Not only that, but again, make it more.
Everybody needs to calm
I mean,
down.
it counts.
Every
I don't-
10 years.
It's not, yeah,
It's not great. It's really not great.
It's
I'm
there
not-
right now. It's not great yet.
Right now, they've just mastered the art of putting on the thing and you look. But in terms of interacting in the game, it's still clunky in terms of control.
I would
You
say,
wait for a couple
I would
times.
say,
I'm not-
I
I
would
want
say
that.
all of the because I played with the 5 and all the interface and stuff. That's fine. It feels fine. It's just what am I doing? Like when it teaches you how to use the controls, it's like blow up a balloon. Neat, you can hit it, and you're like, cool. And everyone behind me is going like, "Isn't that awesome?" And I'm like,
No.
It's about as
yes.
fun
I
as
mean,
hitting
I've
a
had
real
this much.
balloon.
I had more fun with balloons because they weren't full of helium and they don't fly away, and I can't keep playing with them. So I don't know. I just want, like I've told everybody, like my idea for a VR game, you have to have a story, and it'd be like LA Noire or something. You're like a detective. You can go around crime scenes because that's what it feels like. You can interact with stuff.
I think the closest
one's
thing,
making it.
someone's got to make something like that's. You're right. A game like that would be the greatest, but they'd have to start small. So I think the closest thing you're gonna get is something that's a little more like Gone Home for VR.
That'd be. I don't think they have to start small. I think they just have to start doing it. Everyone's like focusing on these fucking one-trick pony games. Like, all these is one person to be like, well, we know that it can run games. Cool. These headsets work. Games work on them.
Check.
Let's make a game. Like,
I'm sure that's what's happening now.
hopefully. Fuck.
But
I think the closest is PSVR. I think the Batman the Cow game. That's like
Yeah.
themed. That has a story. That's like that's a
What
game.
about, what
It was
about
pretty
Squanch,
decent,
Squanch
actually.
Tendo?
Squanch Tendo.
Yeah,
That's a game. I call that a game
That
because
was
you're
so
doing
good.
something, and yeah, I mean it's still kind of.
It made me
Yeah,
laugh so
but-
hard though.
There's a story somewhat with it. Just like develop a game. you
At
know?
least it's
Games
a
need to have
comedic
something. Not saying it
adventure.
needs to have a story, but give me a game. Yeah, just, nah.
so
Nah.
Blonde Brad,
Whatever.
what's new with you?
Me? Well, I've changed my hair.
You look. There's a
I'm not responsible for
smidge
that
of
though.
Robert Plant. I'm
Yeah?
feeling a smidge. I mean, the shirt kind of goes with it. I mean,
I was gonna put the beanie on over the hair. You know.
Oh.
It's all over there now.
that's transition was beautiful.
Oh, that's fine.
Seamless.
Looks
Other
like
than
you got
that,
the
not
cancer.
much. Working as usual. Getting ready for my big 4-day weekend coming up.
Ugh.
Thanksgiving.
It's a
Nice.
big 4 day.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
this
you
is
get a big
Thanksgiving
4-day
theme
weekend.
too.
Yeah,
Which
gobble
is?
gobble.
Turkey.
Yeah, this is a Thanksgiving theme. Don't give a fuck podcast now.
Yep.
Yay!
I don't give a fuck.
Just like the Pilgrims.
Yeah,
They didn't give a fuck. They gave.
They
easels
cooked
and
dinner once
stuff,
and then they're like-
whatever, they were like.
fuck this shit.
Give it back.
Oh, yeah.
This is mine now.
Oh no, I guess no.
No?
We're the only ones who've seen Fantastic Beasts. We talk about that.
They got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't give a shit.
No,
Why?
it does not, no.
Why?
No.
I could
Can
give
we-
a shit. You
All right,
guys
we're gonna
can
talk about it.
All right, yeah, we're gonna talk about Fantastic Beasts then.
I haven't seen it.
All right, so there's
We won't
there-
spoil anything.
Okay.
Oh,
spoil anything.
why?
Because she hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, you
She
haven't.
just said it.
There's
She's
like
right
a
next to you.
beast.
I don't go to movies very often
Fantastic
alone.
Beasts.
Are you interested
Not
in
only
it?
Beasts, but
I'm
Fantastic
interested in
Beasts.
it, but I don't have anyone to go to movies with.
All here, we'll
You don't need
we can
people.
dance around it. So
I guess.
First
I'll
off,
say right now, that score is completely undeserved.
yeah, no.
It is the
Yeah.
most undeserved movie score I've ever heard.
What's the score?
100%.
Well,
It's still
I think it's
100?
gone
Yeah.
down actually.
It has to have gone.
I'm
hope
gonna
so.
look it up
No
right now.
way.
I'm pretty sure.
That
But
fucking
when the
movie
critics,
is
when it was released to the critics, critics rated 100% Rotten Tomatoes.
gonna- It had to been like 5 critics.
okay, so my first thing, it's 40 minutes of the movie that does not need to be there.
Yeah.
Trim
Oh my
the fat.
god.
Trim the fat.
Especially the ending fat, the
Some-
worst kind
some
of
heavy
fat.
editing needs to be done.
It's
in
Where
that.
it's
definitely
like,
got some
all right,
Return
cool,
of the
the movie
King
ends.
endings when you haven't had 3 movies.
I was gonna say, Return of the King.
Oh, it's got
You had to give it
76
to him.
now.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
they
That's a
had
big drop
7.
for that.
What?
That is 76.
There you go.
That's
Still,
That sounds more deserving.
Yeah,
it's
that
still
sounds
it's
more-
still
I'd
part
go
of the
with
Harry
that.
Potter
It's
franchise.
just a movie.
That's a big
Yeah.
drop, though.
all right.
I'd say 70 is
That's
like,
a- that's
it's
a
I
C.
guess it's a C
It's a
average.
C.
Yeah,
It's
that's
an average movie.
that's okay.
Visuals were great.
It's right on the
Visuals were
yeah.
great,
And the story, the,
The
background of it.
acting was good.
and boy,
Yeah.
yes, was the main character adorable.
Oh god, he's so adorable.
So
he's just
adorable.
so like I
He's
can't
so,
wait
like-
for all these girls to just be like, oh, Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
Cream me.
It's like,
Well, yeah, first off, he can't stand straight. He's always at like a
Do we know
cock.
anybody that looks like him?
So-
'Cause he's about to get a lot of dates.
I don't know anybody who looks like Eddie Redmayne. He's very interesting. He's like
very
he's a Cumberbatch.
eccentric.
He's got a weird alien
why I
face.
think he
that
should
is
be the
look.
next Doctor.
It's an eccentric British look, you know, lanky,
It's like David
Coy.
Tennant and Matt Smith.
Coy.
Like,
So
like
coy.
like a fucking mop
long
on the head.
face,
Like
long
Hubert
face.
Mann.
He was great though. Like
Yeah, he was.
everybody did a great
Fantastic.
job on their roles. I'd say the problem is the writing and the pacing and
The fact that it's like, all right, this has to be 5 movies.
yeah, they're just trying to set
You know,
up stuff.
well, it's the
Like,
same
God.
problem. This is the same
Nothing.
problem that the
I think you could do that in
Hobbit,
a trailer.
the Hobbit fell into, which was the prequel to the Lord of the Rings, which
long.
everybody fucking knows. But the studio making the creatives stretch that story out into 3 fucking movies when that's one book.
You
I
see
was
the
having-
behind the scene footage of Peter Jackson. He's just like
Yeah, he's stressed. He
he's
doesn't
just
know-
like he's literally like sitting there going like.
Yeah.
Just like I don't know
He,
what
first
to
of all,
do
he didn't.
here.
Even, I mean, we're switching, but again, he didn't want to do that. He didn't even want to direct that movie. He wanted his good friend Guillermo del Toro, but him dealing with the studios, he was like, "Nope, I'm not doing it." Which then the studios were like, "Peter, this is your production. You should really direct it. We want you to direct it. Direct it. Direct it."
Peter said,
And
no.
then he's like,
1 movie.
"Oh no, all right. Oh, by the way, now that you said yes, 3 movies,
Oh, jeez.
and not only that." But your timetable to make this movie is now just shrunk. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fucking. And I actually heard that he had is it called the B team or his like his B crew?
Yeah, you know, like,
Like,
it's
second
the
unit.
Lord
yeah.
of the Rings.
Thank you. Second unit. They,
Yeah,
they
Lord-
filmed like
Lord
half
of the,
movie.
Rings is like one of the very.
All the extras
half
for
of
that set were like, where's Peter?
What's really crazy and it's
I
really
came to
awesome is
meet
Lord of the Rings
Peter.
production. That team, the second unit was just like you know how like there's instead of saying there's 2 awesome crews and there's a A1 or and B. That's basically that wasn't the second unit. That was just the A1 or you know, and then Peter Jackson's crew was A. That they were filming so much so fast that they had to.
I heard that there
shoot.
was like because of that there was it's kind of like you're watching 2 different movies kind of
Yeah.
like put together
Because that
and it
second
fucks-
unit,
yeah.
that assistant director is
He's got
directing his
different
own
other
movie.
ideas, yeah.
He's just basically getting text messages from Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
Do you want?
Make movie? Orcs are in it, and an elf shows
Yeah.
up. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can do that.
Whatever you do, don't use any GoPro shots. That mountain didn't send correctly.
He didn't see the little things that
Yeah,
failed to
the
send.
whole-
Yeah.
But the going back to the
Exclamation.
Fantastic
You're a writer.
Beast is again. First of all, the problem with your story is that the writer was J.K. Rowling, who had never written really screenplays before. That was the first
Oh.
issue.
But I feel like she wrote a screenplay and someone's like, "Let's make it a franchise." Like,
Yeah,
and
Warner-
like she was like, "Okay, whatever."
Warner
Money.
Brothers, that's her goal. That's their golden ticket is J.K. Rowling. That's their biggest franchise. They're like, oh, you've got an extra story. Oh, yes, yeah.
We'll make it 5.
We're gonna make it 5. Make 5. If we can make 7, please. If we can try to get it to
And
7,
if you can make that 7 one a 2-parter, if you can make that 7 one maybe a 3-part.
we'll love you forever.
Holds up
JK.
4 fingers.
We'll let you make any side project that you want. You've got some little undercover detective noir story you
You
want to
just
tell?
need to give us the
Give
next-
It to you. We'll give it to you.
You said
10
that
years.
at the beginning of Potter.
She's as coy as Eddie Redmayne.
But you know, so those are you already have issues starting out because again, she's first time screenwriter, and plus then it's a prequel, and then how are you gonna
Well, you said it's
It's
gonna
the-
build towards that, but there's
The
like no
problem-
connection to Harry Potter really, except they're like,
it's
This
not
is-
what's
this is
what's
the
the,
first 3
best school
pages of
around in
whatever this
America,
was.
love? Oh, Hosh Posh, what's yours?
Yeah, like
Hogwarts.
literally, that's another problem I have with it. Like to keep it in the universe, they feel like they have to fucking
Keep
name
making-
drop a bunch, like and like show things to you that's like this is Harry Potter.
Yeah, I bet there's gonna be like,
And what I'm most disappointed by is, like, people will absolutely be able to start watching this series in the second one and just get it because nothing in the fucking first movie matters in the
Nothing.
second one.
no.
Even the main character's goal doesn't matter.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because
He doesn't give a fuck.
I'm not even gonna try
He
to.
doesn't give a
But
fuck.
the movie, this series is all gonna be about or Dumbledore and Grindelwald going forward. That's what the
Make
whole
it about
point.
that. Like make.
they like, yeah,
Make
they
the
shove
movie
that
about
down
that.
your throat in the like the
That's-
last 20 minutes that don't need to be.
they're like, here's the first 5 seconds that are about the story that we're gonna tell. Here's the movie we've made.
Here's Fantastic Beasts and where to find
Here's
them.
Grindelwald. Here's 40 more minutes.
Yeah, from here on
And
out.
again,
You're right.
if you've seen Harry
That's
Potter
insane.
4, then you know who the fucking villain is because it pulls the same shit, just less cool.
Here's another-
Yeah.
They really fucked up by getting rid of
It's
Colin
like just
Colin Farrell. He was awesome.
Johnny Depp now, and it's like the worst
He was,
Johnny
like,
Depp.
really
Don't-
creepy.
you
He was
just-
like he was creepy without looking weird. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
It's fine.
I don't
Creepy
give a
without
fuck.
looking
That's
weird.
terrible.
I'm sorry. It's a bad movie.
It's really not.
And Harry
I
Potter.
don't give a shit.
I would say honestly, just wait for the second one. It'll be a much better movie. Much better movie.
I mean, like I said, the whole point is
It
that
will
whole
be better.
series is all about Grindelwald and Dumbledore. That's the whole gist. And that's how it.
I bet Grindelwald
is
breaks
about
out of a
Harry.
prison. I bet there's Dementors. But
Who
they're all
do
like
you think
1920s.
I don't know, man. That's a good question. I mean, it depends. You can either go the Richard
Dude.
Harris, which is my favorite.
Michael
Dumbledore.
Fassbender.
Or I mean the Michael is it
With
Gambon?
Assassin's Creed coming out.
The
That's coming out like
second
soon.
Dumbledore.
Yeah, it's coming out next
The
month.
replaced Richard
Okay,
Harris.
yeah.
Next
Is
month.
it Gambon?
I
I
The
think.
think
second
so.
week in
He's a
December.
great Dumbledore,
God
but
damn.
God, Richard Harris just looks the part of a fucking ancient old wizard. I
Yeah.
love him.
Who's Richard?
The
Harris?
original Harry Potter, the very like 1 and 2, and then he died because he was so
Dumbledore, yeah.
fucking old.
Oh.
It was fucking Lawrence of Arabia, man.
He was awesome.
Oh.
I really like
No, yes, was he?
I believe so.
He was a fucking icon. I don't
He's
know. I would try to find someone that kind of fits that Richard Harris look, but a young Richard Harris.
Who's the for the new Dumbledore?
Yeah,
Who's
they
he?
haven't gassed him yet.
Give the dude from Don't Breathe or The Hunger Games, President
No.
Snow.
He's too
Too old.
He's too old,
At
'cause
this
this is
point,
like-
he's in
He'd be like
40s.
30s or 40. Yeah.
40s. They already said he's
Well, how
supposed
old
to be in his
is Dumbledore?
40s.
Yeah, but I feel like
He's-
Dumbledore's
I
always
don't know,
looked
probably
ancient.
like
he's
212.
pretty old. isn't
He's
he? Like,
supposed to
old.
be a couple of hundred.
Yeah, he's like
hundreds
an
years
ancient
old.
guy. Yeah.
But he's supposed to
Cool.
be still young by that, like youngish.
You know what they need to do to make Dumbledore look young?
Wait,
Cut his beard to this length, and then boom. It's like, oh, this is before he grew out his fucking beard.
Remember that?
That
when
took
they,
like a century to get to here.
They're saying
remember when they cut back in that one movie and
they cut back to that one movie.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to stop. But, they cut back in the movie where he met Voldemort for the first time, right? And as a kid, and there's Dumbledore's like there, young, right? So like
Yeah.
he was younger. He didn't have his long hair.
Yeah,
he was no
At
beard.
this, they've already
They're all
brought it
dead.
up.
and it was like
in-
it was
in
like
some
40
stuff.
something, right?
So
I think so.
at this
So-
point in the story, he's a professor. He's not the headmaster of Hogwarts. He's like a
yeah, they say it in the first one.
he's like a
They say he's a
the chemistry or
He-
like
he-
potions. He's potions.
he was Redmayne's fucking
Yeah.
professor, and
So he's a
that's-
professor, and he's supposed to look like he's in his 40s. He's supposed to just look like a normal young teacher at that time.
I think you can get like any actor really. You could really just get anybody.
Yeah, but
You
you know
really could.
they're gonna go big because
Well, I know they're
Johnny
gonna go
Depp
big,
is
but
Grindelwald.
I don't think they really
you
have to
know?
worry about an age range because they can make it. One, they can make anyone look like anyone, and they just really need to find someone who can bring the character along of Dumbledore. You know
And
what
if
I
they're
mean?
going American actors now,
Ewan
like, if they're-
McGregor.
who?
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, I go with that. Unless he's making the Obi-Wan movie, and then fuck Harry Potter. You make that
Ewan
Obi-Wan
McGregor would
movie.
be awesome. That'd be so cool.
Right.
Yeah,
That'd
Ewan
be
McGregor would be great. He's
Yeah,
got that
but-
whimsy. He can do whimsy. Very good.
He
Alright.
sings in it.
I'm done.
Wait a minute.
I finish
else?
my work, I'm done with the podcast.
Or
Just
no, because he's already been in Harry Potter, so you can't use him. I was gonna say David Tennant, but he's already been in. He's
He's the
They
guy.
can't. They'll just be like, "Oh, magic made him look like that."
Or
Harry
you wanna pull-
Potter.
you want to pull from the Doctor Who world? Matt Smith could be a good Dumbledore.
Oh, that would be dope. I'd watch
Smith would be
that.
better.
Yeah.
Who?
Newt. He would've
Dude,
a
that
way
would have
better
been a
Newt.
way better.
You think so?
movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Because he wouldn't have been coy.
Yeah, he would have been.
I don't know. I just think
I think that was
there needs
story.
to be like
I
Newt,
don't think that
Newt
was Eddie
Scamander
Redmayne's
just
choice. I think
seems
that's
like
just how they were told.
he
him.
should be confident.
I don't like
In
that
everything.
name either.
It just
I
reminds me of
That's a
Salamander.
Star Wars name.
It's pretty cool. I like
That's
that
like
name.
Newt Scamander checking in.
Like, that's
You're
like
the best pilot ever.
Someone like J.K. Rowling was like coolest name
like a
ever
Rhodian.
enter, and it was like Newt Scamander. She's like, yeah, I guess his name's Newt Scamander. That's fucking
Is
badass.
it Scamander or Scamander?
Scamander.
Like that sounds
Scamander.
like George Lucas's first idea for Luke
It just
Skywalker.
Newt and
like a
Scamander
story of
just
Newt
reminds me of like
Scamander.
some sort of
No,
reptile
George.
or like
Newt
amphibian.
Salamander or something.
Yeah, a newt salamander. There's a newt creature.
Another thing I don't like, they make America look like a shitty place to fucking be a wizard, and that makes me sad. Like, why can't we ever have anything be positive?
Because
Nothing's positive.
we're
Because
the
a bunch
because
of limey
British
bricks.
has got to take something for
It's
themselves.
just-
We're the big kid in the
It's
block.
just irritating, man.
Yeah, because the whole world of magic in America is like, don't you fucking let it be shown. You can't interact with no mages, which is a dumb name. Dumb
Nomads?
world.
Is it nomad?
No
Mage.
Mage.
No madge?
Because there's
No
no
magic.
magic.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just like how they pronounced it was kind of.
Yeah,
Just
'cause
keep
it rhymes
mumbling.
with vag,
It
so it
seems like
makes
it's
everyone
fine.
So
uncomfortable.
it's British.
Was it
Everyone's
Mage?
thinking it.
British.
It's no Mage.
No match.
No madge.
And then
It's like it almost sounds like no vag.
I prefer
See?
non-Mage.
Non-match.
I just prefer non-magic, actually. Because it's American, and they just be like, they're
Muggle.
non-magic. NMs. They call it NMs or something like
Bring
that.
over
no,
Muggle.
you say it wrong. He's like, cool.
I'm really actually disappointed, but you know, all of this is just reading up on what they're planning in the sequels. Is that they're already ditching America though? You know, they're going to France and in some what other country?
The other problem that or debate topic that you
Oh.
keep bringing up is that why the fuck do wizards travel by normal people boats cross continental? Why is there no cool? They can get to a fucking school across
You
Europe
showed
in
up
a
on a
shoe,
boat.
but you're gonna take a fucking freight boat to America? That's
Maybe
fucking stupid.
Maybe they haven't developed the spell to go across the pond.
Oh, I guess.
That's the other thing. They don't the magic in it. It doesn't seem like there was like any kind of. It doesn't seem like old. Like it doesn't seem like they don't know how to do what Harry Potter could do. You know what I mean? Like in the time from that movie going on to the world of actual Harry Potter, it doesn't seem like any innovation happened. So it doesn't make sense for them not to be able to do something.
To have
They didn't-
that.
They didn't like have anything that made you feel this. Oh, this is the past. Like
Oh,
really
okay.
at all. You know what I mean? Like apparating looked the same. Not saying that it would look different, but.
Sure.
You know, it's just there's nothing to like show that magic was different back then, or that it was a different time. So that you were like,
I'm
well,
sure
why
the-
can't they do all the stuff that they can do? Why isn't flume powder a thing? That
I'm
seems
sure.
old as shit.
I'm
and
sure
it
if you
would fit in
look
this
at the
time
fucking
period.
wands up
you know what I mean?
close, they look
Chimneys
all
fucking everywhere.
There's fucking
older
chimneys
than-
everywhere.
not too bad. They all just fucking look like this.
Again, this kind of goes. This
Lightsaber hills.
this
Cooler.
goes into my opinion that prequels are always a bad idea for movies.
They are.
It says, especially if it's been mentioned in the main movies.
I think-
You've already basically explained the story.
It would have just been better if they like just fucking
Let
didn't
Harry
mention
Potter die.
anything from Harry Potter. If they didn't mention Dumbledore or
Grindelwald.
or even Hogwarts, really, just separate. Like you don't need to say he was from Hogwarts. You absolutely don't need to say that.
I don't know. I just don't
Like-
like stories where I already know the ending. I already know what's going to happen. You know the end point is going to be Grindelwald versus Dumbledore and the Deathly Hallow, that wand, and Dumbledore wins, gets the wand, and then that's it. I mean, that's the end.
So basically,
How do you
it's Harry
feel about
Potter.
Titanic.
stories
Harry
that
Potter.
start
It's the
like
exact same thing.
start a
Harry
scene?
versus
It's
Old-
like
except with cooler
guy and his best friend
It's like the first one,
at each
Harry
other at
versus
gunpoint, and then you hear
Voldemort.
bang
names.
3
Like,
weeks
cool name,
earlier,
shitty name.
and then like the movie goes from there.
I
How do you
don't
feel
feel, I
about
don't
that?
feel anything
That's much
because
better.
again, that's always like a
That sounds
trick.
like a wizard.
That's like a red herring because they want you to think something happened, but then by the time you get to that point, it's a whole different type of scene than what you expect. But I'm talking about where you actually
Yeah,
know
yeah, I
the
know,
end point, where like
Like
you
Rogue
know
One.
that Anakin is turning into Darth Vader, and you know that the Empire takes over the Republic and kills all the Jedi. Why do I want to
takes
watch?
That's why-
anything out of
Exactly.
It takes
Yeah.
any stakes out.
It's
You're
the
like,
same
well,
That's
thing.
why I'm hoping Rogue One kind of introduces.
Well, Rogue
Sort of
One's
like
a
it- and
huge
it's-
different because all you know.
I just wanted to talk
Is
about Rogue One. So
Many
I'm
bots and
shifting
spies
it.
died.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing I want to know is like how are they going to answer that? But the second,
I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna send a ship full of dead Bothan spies,
throw 'em
crash
out-
them in there. It's
throw 'em
like,
in there.
oh, that's who fucking stole
But
it. That's what I do.
see
And after the credits, it's just like, well, fuck, what do we do to cover
the
our tracks?
difference with
And
Rogue
it's just-
One, the difference
Family
with
Guy.
Rogue One is they're just using two things that you know that's going to happen.
Buddy.
Okay.
The Death Star plans.
All right, guys.
Ow! That's actually about it. The Death Star plans. Like, so everything else is open reign. Like, do they all die? Do any of them make it? Is there any connection to any of these characters to the original trilogy's characters? Could Jyn Erso be Rey's mom, or is there any? But you understand what I'm not saying. These are. I'm just saying there's so many open possibilities that you don't know. That makes me want to watch it. Do you understand? Like that. Them stealing the Death Star plans is like the first grab. Okay, I can wrap my head around this story now. But now there's the whole playing field is open. That's how you do it. It's not a true prequel because it's not dependent for you to watch the other series to know what's going on.
Mhm, yeah.
You know, whereas this, going back to the Harry Potter, this is supposedly to lead directly right into Harry Potter. Now, how they're getting there is really stupid. And plus, again, we already
why do
know
you
what's
care?
going
Yeah,
to happen.
like-
Why do I want to watch something where I already know what's going to happen? That's
Everybody
the
wants
worst.
to see what's happening with their kids, right? Like,
It's just
I feel like every Harry Potter fan would be like, well, why aren't we getting a movie about the kids of
Yeah.
the kids?
Stuff we don't know yet.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Isn't that already book two?
It's a
Lost
book, yeah.
Child or-
But that's what. But I'd rather
Child.
see that because at least
the Lost Child.
it's going forward. It's
Are you
going
child?
forward. I don't want to know
Accio.
what's already been.
Accio child.
Especially when it's already been fleshed out throughout the original trilogy or the original Harry Potter series. It's just, it's a bad idea in my opinion.
I agree.
Prequels are bad in my opinion. Stay away from them.
I think you can make a prequel. Just don't make it like
Directly associated.
Don't-
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
just
Rogue
make,
One is
like you just
perfect.
need to cut it away from
Yeah.
the fat of it. You know what I mean?
But if you're doing a
What am I
direct,
thinking
like,
of?
oh, this is going to
Yeah,
directly
yeah,
lead up
and
like 2 minutes before one of the Imperial, ships is going after Princess Leia. I don't want to know that. I already know. I already know what's going to happen.
he gets on the ship,
Yeah.
he's like,
And he's like, you are coming with me, Princess Leia. I
Miss,
already know.
Mrs. Princess
Mrs.
Leia.
Prince.
Okay, so let's see. This comes out Wednesday. So tomorrow
Yeah.
is Turkey Day.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Oh, because, yes. Okay.
Yes.
What is it?
Oh,
Time traveling
I'm
now.
sorry. So, yeah.
Okay.
We're,
So
Speaking of
what's your guys' plans? What are you doing?
See my
Alex?
Gammy. I'm gonna go see my grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably watch football.
Football.
ooh, the foosball.
No football.
Foosball.
Okay, yeah, sure. Something's wrong with Chris.
People who watch Adam Sandler movies know what I'm talking
Thursday's like the only day, or Thanksgiving is like the only day is what I mean that I will watch. Like I like watching
The
football.
foos?
Like, I'll sit down. Like I like watching it. I like watching it in general.
I like
but-
watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's fun too.
I watch it every Sunday.
And if
I have
it's-
to watch
if
it
it's
every
an
Sunday.
event.
It's just on at work, so
Is it? Oh, yeah, that's right.
even if we're not playing.
It's a sports
Buddy,
bar.
how about you?
For Thanksgiving?
Yep.
I have no idea yet.
No idea.
No, most of my family's going down to Oregon, where most of my other family lives, other than Missouri.
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 Mizzou.
Yeah, a lot of my
Missouri.
family lives
Mizzou.
in Missouri or in Oregon.
I don't know, something's wrong with Chris.
And so
That
that's
stuff you
where they're
dropped in
going.
the drink.
I have no idea what I'm doing. So
Sounds like fun.
sleeping in.
So, yeah,
Life
that's-
moves kind of fast.
Sleeping
I
in.
what?
Till like
You've been
8.
dethroned.
Dude, don't.
I don't usually do a whole lot on Thanksgiving. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, now, not so much. Brent?
I'm gonna try to
Double-
work because I don't have money.
Oh, work, right.
So,
yeah, your job.
Fun
is-
Thanksgiving there. I should have a good banquet Thanksgiving dinner. If
Oh,
I
you'll
work.
definitely eat very well.
If
Oh,
not,
dude,
yeah, right.
Bring some shit home.
Yeah. Pecan
If
pie,
not, I'll
please.
probably
Trash bag of pecan
probably
pie.
go with my
Trash
dad
bag.
to
Just shove it in a black trash bag. Like
mashed
You'll be
potatoes.
Thanksgiving
Just
Santa.
Oh,
fucking shit. Shit
Just
full of food.
box cutter in the back. All spilled
Yeah,
out.
it's gonna be like one of those. You know what it's gonna be like? It's gonna be like one of those seafood restaurants where you steam, and it's just a bag.
Oh,
They just
yeah.
drop it. You're just gonna have a slop
sounds
of
so
turkey,
good.
stuffing, corn,
Just
just in one big
slop.
And the
bag.
best part is about Thanksgiving, you can put it all in one.
We
You
do
just
it
get
all
back of
perfectly in shape.
That's
potatoes,
what we're saying.
everything's wrong
And then you
with
just
it.
bring it onto this table, and you just get
you
your
just
knife,
get a spoon.
and just let
Yeah.
it.
But I don't
just
like
get
cranberry
spoon
sauce. So don't get
Oh,
no.
keep
No.
that shit. I'm down.
No,
with
it's
that.
gonna be not the potatoes.
Well, no, you don't mix it.
Yeah,
You
no,
just-
but
Yeah,
like
it has
you
to
get a
be
bag
separate.
of like
People do.
It
gravy,
has to be
cornbread,
separate.
Some
turkey.
people do. They just
You
take
know
it
what
all.
I
They're
heard
like,
the other day?
That's
Communism.
disgusting.
That's
You know what I heard
communism.
the other
Well,
day?
that's
that
what
a lot
the
of
Indians
people
did, and that's why they got enslaved.
I heard this that some people do this a lot. Is they put shredded cheddar cheese on apple pie.
They tried.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
that's,
in
what,
Men in
Right?
Black
That's what I
3.
did.
that's what Agent K does.
Agent K loves that.
That's-
And
What the
Agent
fuck?
J.
Why?
And you're like,
disgusting.
why are you putting cheese on that pie? That's gross.
I know what you're gonna have. You're gonna have that nasty
Yeah, I heard that the
ass.
other day, and
I
I, was
mean,
like, why the
is
fuck
that
would
some
you do
sort of-
that?
Botched
Is
the
that
line.
some sort of like redneck
I
version
botched
of
the line.
cheesecake?
Oh,
No.
that's gross.
Well, I know you said you wanted cheesecake, but we didn't have it, so I
Cream
took
cheese.
this pie
Graham
and
crackers.
I put a
It's
slice
like
of cheese.
Redneck cheesecake is they take 2 graham crackers,
cake.
That's
sandwich
redneck
it on a
cheesecake.
block of
Okay.
cream cheese, and they just eat it.
Oh God, no! You forgot they sprinkle sugar on top first.
Well, of course. Milk.
That's fucking
But it's like the milk from Spider-Man 2 where that white trash lady gives Peter Parker the pie and milk. It just like, something about it looks unappetizing.
That whole
Like-
building just seemed
Yeah.
dirty, so I think that
Yeah,
was it.
but it's like also like, I feel like that fork
Did she
wasn't
give him
clean,
pie?
that glass.
Speaking of that,
Wasn't
that
clean.
actor,
Cake. Was it cookies?
did you notice that
Oh,
she
it's
wore
cake.
some very like reveal like her
Yeah, 'cause she's
pants
trying to
didn't
get
fit-
Peter's
Her
dick.
pants didn't fit because they were almost falling off her goddamn hips.
Like hip hug.
And then her
Yeah.
shirt was like right above, like right before you see underboob. And
I think it's the same shirt she's had since like 6th grade.
Yeah, she
Her
grew up
dad
with that
seems
shirt.
like I
first
said,
off.
the
Second,
place doesn't look
she
great.
cut another layer off, so to try to, entice Peter,
entice Peter.
and have him pay the rent another way.
No.
Because,
Yeah.
she was trying to get on Peter's dick the entire movie.
As far as cranberry sauce goes, do you guys like actual cranberry sauce or like the
I
gelatinous
don't like any
stuff?
of
Oh,
those.
it's
I,
probably
I,
both.
I stay
You
away
both,
from that
yeah?
shit.
Mine has to be separate if I eat it. It
I don't
cannot.
like-
It cannot be on things.
I really don't like any of the sweet shit that comes along with Thanksgiving dinner,
I don't like
except
yams.
for
I'll go
pumpkin
as
pie.
far as this.
I don't like yams.
What?
I don't like stuffing.
Yep,
Oh,
I'm in the boat
I
with you.
don't
I
like
hate
What's
stuffing.
wrong?
Yams?
That's terrible.
I'm
You
not.
like
I'm
what?
not the biggest
I
fan
like
of yams.
yams.
Me either.
Has to have marshmallows for me to like it.
No.
I'll eat the marshmallows.
Yeah. I know.
Worse.
Dope yams.
Just scrape it off.
That's fucking me.
I don't like the yams. I don't like the cranberry sauce.
Everyone's like, well, I'm not eating
Stuffing's
this
the
shit.
best, no matter what.
Dinner rolls are
Homemade,
dope too.
Yeah,
You
I like
guys see
stuffing, mashed potatoes.
You already went down
gravy, and
south.
turkey.
Yeah,
So-
so I used up my collateral to go back home
Mhm.
in sunny Arizona for November. So I'll be staying up here.
Mhm.
I'm actually gonna have probably a long Skype session with family and friends
That's
over
cool.
there.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I'll be eating my
Longer.
makeshift retarded version of Thanksgiving.
I'm
While
thinking-
they'll
I
be
got-
like,
I
yeah,
Hey,
hungry
guys.
man's
Thanksgiving.
Look at this. Oh, look at your mom's turkey.
Hey guys! Wow! All at my house. That dinner looks great. I got a hungry man. Gonna warm it
I'm
up
just
in the
gonna have like a
microwave.
It's gonna
turkey
be
sandwich.
nicer.
I'm just gonna have a turkey sandwich.
I have a pulled chicken
I have
sandwich.
Westworld on in the background.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna chill and then
Watch some Bill Cosby.
I have actually I think I have some work I gotta do because my producer for other things, other projects, wants to meet up for Purple Kelp. So
Oh.
I'll be meeting up
Huzzah!
with that because that's what I've been doing a lot lately for the past 4 or 5 days is a lot of writing to get our stuff done. So getting outlines and scripts done for Kelp and then getting scripts done for us. So yeah, watching football
Yeah.
on that day,
Mhm.
eating my retarded version of Thanksgiving.
What do you think your retarded version of Thanksgiving's gonna be like?
A turkey.
What do you-
Oh, there
A
was
turkey. How are you gonna go?
there
about
was a
that?
turkey
Live
sandwich.
turkey.
There was
Me
a
and him are
turkey
just gonna have a
sandwich
conversation.
recipe that was from
Yep.
a show or a movie, and I wanted to make it, so I'm gonna look for that recipe and like make it like that.
Rachel raised turkey in 30
No,
minutes.
it was like a TV show. It was from like a
Impossible to do.
But anyways, so I'm gonna have a
And you need
retarded
4 sticks of butter.
version of Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
probably
a
makes
long Skype session with family and then friends. And then after that, I'll go wherever the wind blows. any of you guys were like, "Hey, we're drinking now. Let's get over," I'll be like, "Yeah."
I think, I'm
Like I said, I'm gonna be staying at my gammies.
gonna
Yeah,
have a
man.
cocktail.
Cocktail, see?
I might have a cocktail.
I'll probably be at home playing games or
What
something.
is going
I'm
on?
trying to flip
Because
something
most
in that
people
cup.
don't invite me places. So.
Is there something in the cup?
I don't know.
I can eat
So
a
yeah,
chicken.
that's
I can eat
that's what.
chicken.
And then
Because
I
it's
gotta
time
get
to
ready
find out.
That's what I'll do.
for work the next day.
Ooh, you gotta go.
Yeah,
on
see,
the
I gotta
next day.
work. I got.
I actually get paid on Black Friday and have it
Really?
off.
on Black Friday.
I
I
get paid on
hate Black
Wednesday.
Friday. Fuck that shit.
That's
Cyber
like-
Monday.
Never.
Yeah,
Cyber
really?
Monday.
Cyber
I'm
Monday.
down. Cyber Monday.
I might have to
Never leave your home again.
partake in some of that this year. I've never.
Black
really
Friday or Cyber Monday?
done Cyber Monday.
I
Good
worked
man.
I've never done
a Black
either.
Friday.
I've done a
It's
Black
terrible.
Friday. It was the worst thing I ever got, like, forced into.
The closest I've done to
not
Black
fun.
Friday is I
Yeah,
stood
it's
in
not-
line
it's
for an
not-
hour at
You
Target.
never get what you want,
Yeah.
really. Like,
Dude.
I stood in line for an hour at Target to get that TV right there.
Well, there
You
you
were
go.
working that night.
Yes, I was. I worked at Target on a Black Friday in the electronics section.
Oh,
Oh, that
Poor thing.
sucked dick.
The fucking line
It
went
was
through.
terrible.
It zigzagged
Yep.
through all
Oh
the
yeah,
aisles.
absolutely.
But
We put
I got that TV.
TVs in,
Yeah, but
like,
that
a
wasn't Black
closed
Friday though.
section.
That was Thanksgiving night. I ditched my dad's house
It's
early.
pretty much Black Friday has turned into Thanksgiving night, basically.
Yeah.
Black Friday's
I
turned into
started-
November.
Yeah.
I started work
Deals come
get
out
here.
like,
Black Friday starts February 13th.
on
jeez.
Black Friday. I started
I mean, it's
Thanksgiving
December,
night at
January,
5:30
just
in
like the
the
dark
afternoon.
times.
Yeah, there's
And
no
I
Black
got out
Friday.
at, like,
Everything
4 in
is
the
so
morning.
much more
Yeah.
goddamn
It was
expensive.
terrible.
It's marked up 400%.
I'm so glad I don't work at Target.
Yeah, and that's the biggest sham. They're like, oh, 60% off, but that's because we marked it up 300% to make it basically what it was the day
I'll just
before.
accept
Gotta
it.
make money.
That doesn't
Dude,
work
you
out there,
saved,
but I
like-
get you.
I know, I was just being exact.
Yeah.
I got this
50% off, say 50
45-inch
bucks.
LCD screen TV for 45 cents.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does it work?
No.
Oh, I bet
The
not.
screen is missing.
Oh.
There's nothing I
Someone
particularly
stole it from
want
me.
on Black
in a
Friday.
I still want to
Shambles.
see what's around.
Not really. I keep all the stuff I want. I keep getting.
Yeah, I
PlayStation's
mean-
like, here. Have the-
The only thing other than that is also I'm going to be started focusing on getting Christmas presents. Just start getting in the spirit.
So bad at that.
Yeah, that's.
I've gotten a couple.
I already know what I'm getting you guys.
Is it a bong?
No.
I haven't.
But I'm going to say the same hint that I gave you guys a couple weeks ago. You guys are all going to share from it. And you're all going to be happy.
It's a hookah.
Yeah, it's going to be elaborate.
We should.
I have a gag gift for you.
Why hookah bar again? I'm getting you something that you're
I
going to
know.
enjoy.
Well, that's because it's a gag because I didn't spend money on it. Right
Has
now. It's
anyone
just
ever been to a
something I happen
hookah bar, or
have.
hookah lounge?
Yep.
What is that like?
Terrible.
I don't
Is
know.
it, is it as
depends.
Arabian as I think it is?
Yes.
It's
The
a-
one
no.
that's across the street from here is fucking
There's
god
no
awful.
cross-
So,
It's
It
terrible.
sounds
it's
like a
called
Hawaiian
Babylon.
Where-
thing. Like,
It's
come
right
to
over there.
the
It's got
hookah, hookah,
It's got a purple
hookah.
door on the
Loud.
outside of it
So-
that's like neon.
there's a shit ton in Arizona
It's called Babylon.
that do that. And
Yeah.
it depends. Like, there's all
Smells
kinds. There's modern ones that look like
like mixing the stuff.
just a
smells like
coffee
burnt
shop
coal.
with just a bunch of hookahs laying around. And then you get a menu and you can order what kind of hookah you want to smoke.
Do a fancy one.
And then there's ones that are like
Yeah, they're
straight
like
out of
flavored.
Morocco, fucking just carpet
There's
rugs
rugs on the
everywhere.
ground
And
That's
then,
the
you
one
just,
I went to.
and then
yeah.
they do. What do you
That's
want?
that one.
What do you want?
Smokey, I would like to hookah.
No,
Flavor.
no. Flavor. What do you want?
What do you have?
What do you want?
What do you have?
That's that
No
one.
soup for
It's
you.
like-
Get out.
You see? Flavor. What do you want?
It's across the street.
The
Raspberry.
writing is so small.
Ouch!
It's fucking terrible.
We're out.
That's the other type.
Don't you know?
So I don't know.
Now,
They're all right.
here's
It's
a-
a
here's a-
novelty thing, dude. It's a niche thing.
Here's a fun little question.
Didn't like it.
What the hell do you smoke out of a hookah?
You smoke.
Tobacco.
It's not.
It's
It's like.
Shisha?
Tabasco?
Yeah, something like that.
It's like shisha,
hashish.
isn't it?
Hashish.
Hashish?
Hashish. Yeah.
Sheesh.
It's
Why'd you
not.
point to her? I
It's
said.
like
You don't even. You don't really
But I said
smoke
shisha.
anything.
you don't inhale. Yeah, you don't inhale. It's like smoking a cigar. You just
Yeah.
kind of like
You just.
take
You
You
the
get it.
smoke
hold it
and
in your
blow. It's like
mouth
the.
and
It's,
let
it's,
go.
it's like the.
It's like faux.
Yeah,
smoking.
like for people who just like the act of.
Yeah. And then you
It's
get
something
a,
to do with your
and you
hands
get
and
a, and
hang
you get
out,
a
you know
great
what I mean?
aftertaste. That's basically what
Yeah.
you get. You get a great after. If you get strawberry,
like vaping.
you're gonna have like strawberry
Oh,
aftertaste.
Oh my god.
You want
Flavor.
mint? You're
You
gonna
see
have
that- you
a
see that
mint
big?
aftertaste.
Yeah.
Remember
So how's that different than
Billy
vaping?
Bob Thornton?
Vaping you
Billy
inhale.
Bob
You're still
Thornton?
inhaling.
Oh, okay,
Their
yeah.
big bong.
Whatever
That's,
you.
that's
Do you want to try
That's
vaping?
what-
I
that's
have a
exactly
vape.
what it
No, I vape before. I just.
or in weeds.
But
with,
You-
I mean, really, that's all it is. It's just the act of smoking, and you get an aftertaste of whatever flavor you ordered.
You can go to that one over there.
Yeah, I've never wanted to go to one. They seem sleazy, and
It's
I don't.
very
They
niche.
are very sleazy.
It's very nichey. It's novelty. It's
Some
not.
people
like
are like, you
it's
should do it.
Last time I was there, they were
Why?
playing the Villain Ibiza on the
I don't
flat
know.
screens
I guess
for
it would
like
meet
3
people.
hours.
It would be something to do to meet other humans.
Go
in
fucking
life.
bowling.
Bowling sounds
You don't
way
meet
better.
Round
Best
one
Everyone
in
wants
South
to go
Center is
bowling.
amazing.
I always want to go bowling.
We've
It's never-
always,
it's
what are you
never
talking about?
suggested.
When this has come up, you brought this up before. We're like, yeah, sure, we'll do it.
We just never do it.
You just never do
We
it.
just never do it.
Okay.
We're gonna go bowling one day.
Okay.
Go to round one.
That's so
We
expensive.
actually haven't
Round
bowled
one
round
is
one. I used
so
to go to
expensive.
AMC.
It's so
Oh wait, no,
much
I'm thinking.
fun,
I'm thinking
though.
about First Strike. First
Or
Strike is
Acme.
so expensive.
Acme's expensive. Too.
Round one's fine.
Yeah,
Round one's
like
great.
$10 for.
I was thinking of First Strike in Bellevue. That's what
Round one's
probably-
also got
You
a
just get
giant arcade.
you just
in
get
it.
big pints, whatever,
Although,
beer.
if we're
You
gonna,
just
like,
bowl and you have a good
bowling
time.
up big,
Also have not
sugar
gone
for
bowling
sure.
since I
Lucky
turned
Strike.
21,
Keep
so
fucking
that'd be
with me.
interesting.
Acme
I've
Bowl's
never
pretty
been
good.
bowling with friends before, only with company.
Really?
Yeah. My company does bowling events every few months.
Jeez.
Next podcast recorded in a bowling alley.
Sure.
Do your
Let's-
best
let's set
impression
that up.
of
That
pins
was loud
falling
shit.
down.
Pins falling down?
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
really
that was pretty
good.
good.
That was really good.
Wow.
Chris, your turn. That's pretty good too, actually. Go ahead.
Clunk.
Terrible. Go ahead.
I don't know what the fuck pin sounds
It's like roll, 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 roll. Pins falling down.
You nailed it.
It's like it's like the I just pictured the Baymax noise when he does the like exploding things.
Anybody else got some pressing issues? Any beefs we want to squash?
Beefs.
I don't know.
Fuck you, Alex. I'm not
Fuck.
giving a shit.
I don't give a fuck at all.
I feel like there's a couple beefs I had. I can't remember any. Have I had the Guardians of the Galaxy beef on the podcast yet?
Yeah, you've
On the podcast though?
not on the drop, but we've had that. We had it on the last.
I didn't get to
Between the
hear
Panels.
it.
The fact that they picked
The fact that he's wrong because of the teaser and it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Okay, well, if you're gonna show it in,
Oh,
if you're
yeah,
gonna
you
show it
beefed
in the
about that
fucking
in the-
You beefed about
Who
this.
cares?
Yeah, you beefed
goddamn
about it the
movie
last
theaters,
podcast you
is
were in.
it may be a teaser, but
That's.
fucking out there.
I am excited for the trailers to show up on Rogue One because there's gonna be a buttload of good ones.
Better be a
Yeah.
fucking episode 8.
They've said an episode that's the rumor. Episode 8, an official Guardians of the Galaxy
There you go.
Volume 2 trailer.
You're so
I swear to God, if they
And,
don't
might,
have the volume
and I still
two-
won't be angry because that's a great
And-
pump up.
I will because they make the soundtrack so much a part of the fucking
and
movie.
Justice League. That's the thing.
You
Oh,
in the
Justice League,
shot.
that's interesting. Interesting.
I wonder if they'll pick. I wonder if they'll pick fucking White Stripes again.
Where is that on there? How is that
It's
even
just-
possible to be on any of those tapes?
You know, speaking of that, like Justice League is the weirdest production I've followed.
Dude, it seems
Like,
like,
it
they
just-
just now added. Do you hear their like
Yeah, Green
Lantern's
Lantern's
in it?
in it. Yeah.
Like
What?
Yeah, they're he's
Oh,
a key
Jesus
character in the movie.
So I want to
Fuck.
know if they're
What?
going.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to go Jon Stewart, which is the Black Green Lantern.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna go Kyle Rayner.
I want Kyle Rayner.
Yeah,
That's who
they're
the
gonna
fuck
Kyle
I want because that you don't have to worry about the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah, it's not gonna be Hal Jordan.
Does that mean
It's
that
not.
Ezra Miller's gonna be the Flash in this one too?
Yeah,
It's the same people. All
he's,
Okay.
yeah. It's, if Kyle Rayner's my fucking favorite Green Lantern, I'll be so fucking happy to see him on screen.
Oh, Jack shit about Green Lantern.
So he's awesome.
I just don't know what the fuck. Like, all I can. I don't know.
But it's too much.
I know
It's
he has
again,
some
Like
powers.
I wanted
Too
Green
many
Lantern in the
years.
movie, but I
wait till Justice League 2.
Yeah, I want him like as like a
Build
part of the team.
develop
He's
the other
a part of the team.
fucking several characters you already have to because you barely had any time
They
to
did.
develop
They
them.
did. They
Or-
showed you that.
Shut the
if-
fuck
okay,
up. Shut the fuck
My
up.
other
We
thought
know
is-
that Aquaman can move very fast,
Shut the fuck up.
and from the trailer, he's an alcoholic.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
all you need to know about
You say
Aquaman.
Aquaman can move very fast.
Yeah, because
In
he-
water.
Oh, okay. That's it.
In water.
Yeah, remember he took off like a fucking torpedo, and that's all you need.
Actually, it's because of his
Character introduced. Done.
No. His trident is the trident of what's his
Speed?
name? No. What's the dude's name?
Neptune.
Neptune. Yeah, there we go. And it
Dude.
like lets him
Poseidon.
control
Like-
water pretty much completely. So he just jets
I'm
himself
not-
through it.
I'm not trying to be
Aquaman.
a pessimist against Warner Brothers. I want to see a good Justice. I want to see a god. I really just want to see a goddamn good Superman movie.
I think
not
it'll be
gonna happen.
good.
I know, but the
It's
problem.
not gonna
But see,
happen.
this is the thing.
I
This
think
is-
it'll be fun.
But this is the. It'll be fun. But what I'm trying to say is like the odds are stacked against that movie already because everything that they've done before has not worked out. You know, how they that was
But
supposed
like that's the thing.
They
It's
keep
weird, dude.
making money
It's like,
every time.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like it
stupid
hasn't
people.
worked out.
Stupid people.
Dude,
Suicide Squad.
I'm
just
very
like,
stupid. I'm gonna go see it no matter
Yeah.
what they make.
I'm not gonna.
I will see
it's
any
not the-
superhero movie. I think. Like
It's not
I'll
what
just
I'm,
see it.
That's not what I'm trying to get at. It's like, of course, we're all gonna see it because that's an iconic movie. You know, it's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, all. In
But
one
see, that's
movie.
what I was gonna say. If they don't put in one of the actual Green, like the Justice League members, they're gonna like throw in what's his name,
Kilowog.
Kilowog. Or
Oh, I'm gonna be
the-
pissed. I'd be pissed.
Or
'Cause
like
he's not a
some
green. He
other-
was never
yeah.
Justice League.
Or the dude, the council, one of the council brain dudes.
Oh, come on.
It's gonna either be Kyle
So
Rayner.
sad.
Yeah,
or
but see,
Kilowog.
this is what I'm saying. Is like, sure, we're all gonna see that movie, and that movie's gonna make hundreds of millions of dollars worldwide.
because everyone is thinking like us right
But
now.
the
It's probably
problem
gonna
that
be
I'm
bad,
trying
but
to say is it's
Still
going to
see
be.
Justice League
It's not going to be a good movie because the odds are already stacked because they haven't. How are you going to be able to introduce all of these characters and tell some semblance of a coherent driving the movie forward story at the same time?
I'm sure.
You didn't have any time to explain the Wonder Woman, you know,
Well,
and
see-
her movie comes out later,
Yeah, I don't know.
and then
makes no sense.
and then how are you going to explain the Flash? You didn't do anything in Suicide Squad or in Superman other than
they showed him.
remember Bruce. Remember Bruce. Did I come too soon?
Nah, poop.
Ah, and that's all you get of that. Like, what you've got?
They're
you have
probably-
to establish all of that. You didn't. You deleted the scene of the villain that's supposed to be in the Justice League from Batman.
Steppenwolf, right?
So how
I
you gotta
bet
develop?
you-
You gotta introduce that.
I bet you they're gonna introduce the fucking Justice League the same way they introduced the Suicide Squad. It's gonna be like fucking Bruce Wayne and Wonder Woman sitting down and being like,
Oh yeah, that's
"This
exactly
guy,
what they're doing.
codename the Flash."
That's they
This way,
already
this way,
showed
blah,
it through
blah,
the
blah.
trailer. That's what they're gonna do. They have to because you have to.
And
rapidly,
it's all gonna be in a montage.
Well,
and
the
then
way I
and then
also-
next
it could-
scene is Bruce Wayne meeting the Flash. That whole thing happens. Cut to them sitting down. It's like, this guy, Cyborg, blah blah blah.
It's
Origin
terrible.
story here.
It's terrible.
It could go
Wonder
that
Woman
way.
meeting
It
Cyborg.
could
What
go
other
that
way
way.
do you think it could go?
Or it could be he goes and tries to meet with all these people, and then like he's already met with Wonder Woman, so they have a rapport. You know, they're hanging out, and then like because it seems like she's mocking him about not being able to get these people. To,
Yeah.
So it could be like, how'd it go? And you talk to all the people.
Well, I'm going to
already.
tell you. This
That
is
would
how
be
it's
the way
gonna-
I would do it
It's going to be
instead of
edited
doing
this
that.
way. It's going to be edited. He is going to go visit every single one of these characters, and it's going to be cutting back and forth at the
See,
same
I
time.
would not do that. I would
But
say
that's
he
where
just
it's
go
gonna go.
visits them all, and then they have a conversation, and then they go through. Well, how are we going to get?
Because
it?
that scene is going to him talking to Wonder Woman is going to be one scene that just gets intercut between him meeting each one.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I can tell you. That's Zack Snyder style all the way.
Yeah. But,
You know.
He's directing that, right?
Yeah, he's directing. It's they're doing the same thing like the Avengers, the new one, where it's two movies that are just going to be cut in half, and because Superman is going to show up at the very end of the first one, and then he's going to be in the second Justice League because he's dead. So something's going to happen where Steppenwolf is almost going to beat the Justice League, and somehow Superman rises from the dead. To
Kills him with laser
and
beam
shows
lines
that-
like
no,
Cap-
it's not even going to be that. He's just going to show up, and he's got. You aren't going to go any further now, Steppenwolf, because I'm here.
and he's
then
going to
it
fly
cuts
right
to
at him. Steppenwolf's
yeah,
going
and
to
it's
grab
gonna
him
just
and
cut
throw
to,
him.
and it's just gonna cut to black, and it says to be continued. Justice League 2.
I think they'll beat Steppenwolf in the first one.
What?
I think they're going to beat Steppenwolf in the first
You
one.
think so? Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause
they're
they
trying
got
to
it.
lead to Darkseid.
Darkseid. I mean,
because
Darkseid.
that's just such a it's just he's such a low end guy. Like they're gonna beat him and then be like, we did it. Darkseid
somehow,
comes.
yeah. At the end, Darkseid's gonna be there. But again,
Where's that?
it's just
thing?
like
Justice
what
League is gonna
Cars
get to
3.
Darkseid.
it's
before it
it's just
ever
disappointing
becomes a
because
thing.
you look at something like Avengers and where they just took their time, and then you didn't have to worry about explaining who these people were. They organically fit into the movie.
Yeah, there's no reason why DC couldn't.
They were
Just
they
started
were
that,
impatient.
like
They
just-
just wanted
yeah.
they wanted
See,
it now.
that's why I think I'm gonna enjoy. At least I'm just talking personally. I'm thinking I'm gonna enjoy the movie just fine because I don't mind. I'm like, okay, I know I like DC. I like all these characters. I don't know everything about them, so I'll just search it up real quick and learn all this stuff about them, and then I'll have a general understanding about these characters. And yeah, there we go. I'll watch that movie. That's how I like.
Sure.
I'm fine with that. You know.
I mean, I'm gonna know already what's going on because I'm a comic book fan. But for me, as a filmmaker or a guy who just who watches good movies, it's not gonna be a good movie because all these
Yeah.
things.
I'm able to just be like, put that behind me. Just be like, whatever. It's
that's
in
not
front of
me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's just I just want them to be able to tell a coherent driving movie where there's all these spinning
Yeah, but
plates
you
that they gotta balance.
gotta know already that's not gonna happen.
No,
So you
it's
gotta
not. That-
you
but
gotta
that's what I'm
shut that out
saying.
of your head, lower your expectations, and it's gonna be a great movie.
I just
If the bar's here, you gotta lower your standards.
I know
lower
that
than
there's
it.
a multiverse, and in another world, DC is making kick-ass. You know,
Oh, yeah,
Warner Brothers is
in
making,
a
like,
different universe.
kick-ass fucking movies.
You're making kick-ass.
Yeah, there's a multiverse.
And somehow Marvel has just made the cinematic endeavor of Iron Fist and fucking Luke Cage. Like, it worked with the comics, right?
But, I don't know.
And Stan Lee works for
I'm
DC.
really more waiting for
Well,
Zack
DC.
Snyder to leave the DC world,
Just gotta
behind,
give it time.
and then let Jeff Johns take over and just kind of do the same thing that Kevin Feige.
And
I think they should just
Universe
stop
that we
making the
start everyone's
DC
origin
stories
stories
and
again.
just keep pumping out those animated stuff. That animated stuff.
Yeah, you remember I was
Yeah.
saying there's a running joke in the
Yeah.
industry that their animation department knows how to handle their characters better than the actual.
Justice in the
Film.
Dark looks
Yeah.
awesome. It looks really.
They understand the characters and how they should be portrayed. They tell well, defined stories. You know, have a middle, beginning, and end, and all that stuff. You know, whereas this is just a clusterfuck. It's just a clusterfuck.
And everyone looks cool, including Superman, because they drew
Yeah, because they
Superman
have
correctly.
the collar.
Yeah.
They gave him the collar. I'm sorry, I'm petty, but I want the fucking
No
collar.
one wants to see chest hairs anymore.
Yeah.
It's not as
It's
manly
not-
as you
it's
think.
not- We're no longer,
I like
we're no
when-
longer in the 20s.
I like when
where-
his thing is so opening that you do get collar.
don't
You
want
get
it.
collar bone. Like Superman
so
things like
stupid.
that, and then the cape just like starts
Like-
here.
And like
It
you got
just-
lazy during filming.
It
so you
just
didn't
makes
shave. It was
more
just like
logical
that.
sense that he's wearing like a spacesuit because he's an alien, you know, instead
Yeah.
of this like muscle man
Or it's
suit.
like a bit of like protective
Yeah,
armor.
armor.
Yeah,
But
that's cooler.
you know, because that's what the chest hair Superman
What is that?
is
It's
based
New
off.
52,
is-
right?
Yeah,
That's a
It-
cool
it's
one.
based off of the old, 1920s, the muscle men that wore like those type of suits where you show off the chest and the underwears are in front. We're no longer in that time
And
period.
and they
you
hop
know?
on their bicycle with the giant
Yeah,
wheel.
that's what Superman
Like-
was based off of, you know. But he's
He didn't
evolved.
even have pants originally, did he? He was just
No,
bare legs, right?
no, he had pants. It's just
did
like
he?
those trunks, those muscle men.
No, I mean, but like it was just like just the trunks and then bare
He
leg.
wore
down
it
to
like
shoes,
laser
no,
right?
he's
Robin.
always had the book.
Oh, okay.
He's always had the book. But that it's all based off the homage of those strongman suits of the 20s. But it's
Steak
no longer
and
that.
eggs and eggs.
He's an
and steak.
alien. He should be wearing an alien, themed
He's
suit.
doing that with 2 planets. Steak.
But,
eggs and steak.
All right, I think that is about it for all of us.
Oh, we got like 3
Don't
minutes.
see
We got 3
Fantastic
minutes.
Beasts.
Yeah,
Unless you want to. Then watch it.
But you're probably gonna be disappointed.
it's pretty good for
Don't see
special effects.
Fantastic Beasts. See
See
Arrival.
The Arrival.
See,
It's called
We didn't
Arrival.
even talk about the
It's
Arrival.
called
it's,
Arrival.
no, it's all gonna be next week, dude.
called
Oh,
Arrival.
for the
Yeah.
Let's get that straight.
post-credit.
It's called Arrival.
No the.
Just Arrival.
The
It's
Arrival.
just Arrival.
Arrival. See Arrival.
The Arrival movie.
Amy Adams. Great.
If you just add movie afterwards,
See the
then
movie
it's okay
Arrival.
Arrived to see Arrival.
Arrive to
See
see
the Arrival
Arrival.
movie.
Arrive to see Arrival.
Oh no,
You've arrived.
we're digging ourselves into an Arrival hole.
I'm Brad.
An Arrival.
I've been Brad. I always will be Brad.
I'm the Paul.
You're the Paul.
Middle name.
That's
Paul.
my nickname.
Pauline?
Yeah, you call back.
Polly.
Powell.
Polly.
No,
Alex Polly.
I'm Powell.
Powell?
Powell.
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 The Spanish way. Powell.
He's Alex.
I'm funny.
Britain.
I suppose I'm Chris.
He supposes.
Powell?
Something is wrong with him.
And I do suppose.
This show's over. This
Yeah,
show
we shall
has
see
been
next
dropped.
Oh.
Stand up.